Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about redooring cabinets or refacing cabinets, sometimes they call it, even though those two things are slightly different. We're going to be talking about basically a new trend, not that new, but gaining in popularity, which is to update your cabinets without replacing the entire cabinet, but only replacing the doors, which could be a huge visual improvement in any space. Now, ordering doors for a refacing project or a redooring project is not difficult. It just takes a little bit so redooring your cabinets is not difficult. It just takes a little bit of planning and understanding some key terms and ideas. So the first of which I want to talk about is mainly two various types of cabinets. One being frameless and the other one being face frame cabinets. I've built this little mock-up cabinet just to kind of show you what I'm talking about. What's facing us right now is what would be called a frameless cabinet. If I open up this cabinet door, you can see that we have this exposed plywood edge here. This would be finished with an edge banding or something like that. It wouldn't be just an exposed plywood. But there's no frame on top of this. It's just the edge of the panel that makes up the cabinet. And this is pretty popular in homes or commercial settings where a modern look is desired, because we can get these that basically take up the entire space of the front of the cabinet without any reveals of any wood behind it. So if you're going for a modern look, then a face frame or a frameless cabinet is the way to go. This particular one has a 1/2 inch overlay, which we'll talk about in a minute. But this is one type of cabinet. The other type of cabinet you see on the other side. This side, I've attached a face frame to the front of this cabinet box. And if I turn this sideways, you can see that I actually have attached a 3/4 inch piece of wood to the front of this cabinet box to make a frame around it. Now, if you're redooring an older home, this is most likely what you've got. And these face frames, the rails and stiles, rails are the ones that run horizontally, stiles are the ones that run vertically. These can be varying widths. I've made them in the past as small as 1 inch, and I've made them as large as 2¼ inches. It really depends on the look you're going for, the application, so on and so forth. But that's the first important distinction that we have to determine when we're redooring cabinets. Now, when we're dealing with frameless cabinets like the one I'm showing you here, when it comes to hinge options, there's really only one kind of reasonable choice. That's going to be concealed hinges, which go on the inside of the cabinet, and we cut basically these holes, these round holes on the inside of the door, so that the whole hinge is concealed. When you close the door, you don't see any part of the hinge at all. Now, you could find hinges that go in here, and all you see, it would be like a door, basically, in your house. The hinge would just be right in here, and then there would be a cut into the side of the back of the door. But that's kind of uncommon to see nowadays. However, when you're dealing with face frame cabinets, you will see a lot of times surface-mounted hinges. So the hinges are on the outside of the face frame instead of being, the new modern way, which is to put the hinges on the inside. So that is one thing to think about as well when you're ordering new cabinet doors. If you've currently got surface-mounted hinges and you want to hide those and you want to go to concealed hinges, you can do that. There is going to be a bit of patchwork to do on the face frame, patching the holes where those screws were initially. And you're also going to have to consider how much room you've got available or what your reveal is. On the surface mount cabinets, you're generally going to have thicker or wider stiles, right, to mount those hinges to. So if you go with an overlay, and again, we're going to talk about overlay in just a second, but if you go with an overlay that's too shallow, you're going to end up with a really big reveal on a face frame that's wider than normal, say 1 3/4 up to 2¼ inches. Now let's talk about overlay. Here I've got our frameless cabinet. Now, overlay, hinges are usually sold in 1/2 inch and what they call full overlay. Nobody comes out and says, you know, is this 3/4 overlay? Some do, but most of them will say either 1/2 inch or full overlay. A 1/2 inch overlay means that the door is going to hang over, or it's going to cover 1/2 an inch of this edge material, or of this panel, the edge of this panel, right? So you can see this, you can see that in this cabinet here. This is let me tilt this towards you. This is a 1/2 overlay hinge on a standard 3/4 inch cabinet box. So I have a 1/4 inch reveal here along the edge of the door where I can see the cabinet underneath. Now, if I wanted to hide that completely, which we do a lot in commercial applications, especially healthcare, those kinds of things, we're going to go a full overlay, and that'll bring the door all the way to the edge of the cabinet and allow us to hide that whole edge. And then when the next cabinet goes in, basically we've got a seamless set of cabinets with no reveals whatsoever. Now you may be asking yourself, what happens with a full overlay hinge when the door opens? Doesn't it bind up? Doesn't it hit something else? No, because these hinges are designed that they pivot on the inside. So when you open this door, it's actually pivoting on the interior, right? So when I bring this back into view, you'll see that I have almost about 3/8 of an inch here of a reveal, instead of this cabinet opening and the door being out here somewhere, like so, which would be the case on a surface mounted hinge. A surface mount hinge would bring the door out this way, and you'd start banging into other doors and things like that. But with your concealed hinges, since they pivot on the inside, we have that flexibility to then take this into a full overlay all the way to the edge of the cabinet and still be able to open this door without any obstruction. Same goes for the cabinet right next to it. You could open them both at the same time and they would not hit each other. You could not do that with overlay hinges. On face frame cabinets, it's the same way. Basically, we have an overlay here, and that is the amount of the door that is hanging over onto the face frame. So if I draw a line right here on the face frame and I take this door off, that line will be 1/2 an inch to the inside of the cabinet door, or I should say inside the cabinet frame. Now, the end result is going to depend on the thickness of your rails, or I'm sorry, your stiles, right? Your stiles and your rails, but mostly your stiles. Because if we have, say, 1.5 inches or 1.25 inches, let's say it's a very small 1.25 or inch face frame here, then if we have a 1/2 inch overlay, then we're only going to be revealing a 1/2 inch of the face frame. Now, if we have a 2.25 inch face frame that comes out quite a bit further, now you can see that we're going to have a whole lot of real estate right in that trim, right? That trim would come out to say, you know, let's say 2.25 inches would be right about there. So between this cabinet door and this cabinet door for the next set of cabinets, you're going to have all this open real estate in terms of the face frame visible to the front, which I'm not saying it looks ugly, I'm not saying it's wrong. It just depends on what you're looking for, what the look is that you're looking for. Now, when you're ordering doors to redoor your cabinets, there's an easy way and there's a hard way, okay? The easy way would be to just open this up and take the measurement of the inside opening. And in order to do that, we would have to take off the hinges. So let me do that. Okay, so here's our face frame cabinet with the door removed. So if you wanted to order new doors, all you could do is come in here and measure. I've got 14 7/16, and then I've got 19 9/16 here. So what you could do is you could just tell your door manufacturer that you have this, what did I say, 14 7/16, 19 9/16 opening, and you need 2 doors to fit it. And then you tell them what overlay you want. Say, I want a 1/2 inch overlay, I want a full overlay, you tell them that part. That's the easy way to go about it. Then the cabinet maker is just going to take your measurements and he will do all the math. He will figure out, he will half it, right? He'll give himself probably about a 1/16 of an inch of just play, or maybe even as much as an 1/8 of an inch play here. So he'll subtract that out of the total width here. He'll half it, and then he'll add in the 1/2 inch that we're going to overlay on the side, right? And we're only gonna add 1/2 an inch on the door because we're gonna do it twice. We're gonna have a 1/2 inch here, we're 1/2 inch here. Total door width is gonna be 1 inch wider than the opening, or one inch minus an 1/8 or a 1/16, somewhere around, depending on your cabinet maker. Now I say that would be the easy way, because what your cabinet maker is going to do is he's going to do all the math, he's going to cut all the holes for the hinges, and then he's going to send you the hinges that go along with the doors. And it'll be just basically plug and play. You'll hold the cabinets up there with a little wood block at the bottom to keep them straight. You screw them in, and boom, your cabinets are done. Now the second way of doing this would be to determine what size doors you'd like to have, right? And then work your way back. This is more difficult because not only does it require you to do all the math to basically give yourself an 1/8 of an inch play between the doors, add back in the 1/2 inch overlays on the sides, or 3/4 inch overlays on the side, or whatever order overlays you're looking for on the sides. But then you're also going to have to know where to put the holes for your concealed hinges, because all these concealed hinges are different. They're made by different manufacturers, and they all have different specifications as to the distance that they need to be from the edge of the door in to allow this to give the proper reveal. Okay, so that's going to take a little bit of work on your part. You'll have to get the hinges, you have to get the instructions for the hinges, find out where those center holes are, or what the distance is from the edge, and figure it out that way. So that is a way to do it, but I would recommend going the first route, which is just send your cabinet company the interior dimensions of the opening and let your cabinet company figure it out, because we're good at that. I hope that that was an adequate explanation as to how to prepare to order cabinet doors from a cabinet door manufacturer like me in order to do your own project. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, terrible things to say, put them in the comments. I will ignore them, and hope to see you next time.